7 friends. Tom Thumb. Tom is played by Gugu. Mom is played by Gigs. The boys are played by Hug. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Tom. Tom loved to play basketball with his friends, but there was a problem. His friends wouldn't let him play. You see, Tom was very small. He was smaller than all his friends, and they didn't think he could play basketball because he was so different. Every day after school, all the boys would go to the park and play basketball. Tom would go too, hoping that this would be the day he'd get to play. But every day, the boys told him that he was too small. So Tom would just sit and watch. Tom was very sad. He actually liked being small, but it made him different. He wanted to be big like the other boys. Every night, he made a wish he could be big. But every morning, he woke up and saw that he was still small. "Why do I have to be different from the other boys?" Tom asked his mommy. "Being different isn't a bad thing," said his mommy. "Being different can be good. It means that you are special." But Tom didn't feel very special. He just felt sad. The next day, Tom went to the park, hoping that this would be the day the big boys let him play. But when they didn't, he started to cry. He cried and cried until he heard someone else crying too. He opened his eyes and saw one of the big boys had fallen into a bed of roses. The boy was holding up his hand and pointing to a thorn that was sticking out. "It hurts," cried the boy. "Someone get it out." The other big boys tried to take the thorn out, but their hands were too big. "If only we had someone with tiny little hands," the bigger boy cried. "Then they could help me." The boys looked around. Who had the tiniest little hands? Tom looked at his hands. His hands were tiny. He could help. "I can help you," Tom said. The boys looked at him. "You can?" they asked. "Yes," Tom said. "I can try." So Tom went over to the boy, climbed up on his hand, and used his tiny little hands to hold on to the thorn. He grabbed it tight and pulled it with all his might until the thorn came out. "Hooray, you did it! Thank you," the boys cheered. Tom was so happy. He ran home to tell his mommy about what he did. "See," said his mommy, "being different is a great thing." "Yes, it is," agreed Tom. "All the other boys are the same size and they couldn't help. But I am different. I am smaller than the others. And if I weren't so little, I couldn't have helped my friend." "So, are you still sad that you are different?" asked Mommy. Tom shook his head. "No, now I am happy. You were right. Being different makes me special." The next day, after school, when all the boys went to the park to play basketball, they asked Tom to play with them. The big boy even came up to Tom and apologized for being mean to him. "We're sorry we didn't let you play before. We didn't think you could because you were so different. You were so small. But now we know that we were wrong. There's lots of things you can do." "Right," said Tom as he picked up the basketball and hopped onto one of the big boy's shoulders. Together they ran down the court and made a basket. Swoosh! The big boys never told Tom he couldn't play with them again. And Tom never felt sad about being different ever again.